Metaphysicsforlife.com. It's the place to go online to learn everything that you need to know about metaphysics and how to use it in your own life. When you hear the word metaphysics, what's the first thing that comes to your mind? Do you think, that's just New Age woo-woo, airy-fairy stuff, nothing practical or real about it? Or do you think, that's just crystals and tarot cards and palm readings, fun carnival stuff, but nothing I can use in my real life? But what is metaphysics really? And why are so many people today beginning to realize that metaphysics might just be the single most important subject to study and the most useful and practical of skills to possess? Well, to understand all of this, let's take a very brief look at the history of metaphysics and how it has evolved to this day. There are many definitions for the word metaphysics, but my favorite, and I believe the most accurate, is the study of the true nature of reality. Before we had science, the study of the true nature of reality was a philosophical adventure. Wise men and women would observe the world around them, take note of their personal experiences within that world, and attempt to draw some conclusions about themselves and the physical universe. Some would then attempt to teach or communicate their observations and experiences to others. And one of the most famous of these philosophers was a Greek gentleman named Aristotle. Aristotle wrote many books about nature and philosophy. His book, First Philosophy, which you can read online for free, was published by another Greek philosopher who renamed it Metaphysics, which is Greek for after the physical. The publisher gave it this name not because it was about matters beyond the physical, but rather because he had bundled the physical nature books and philosophy books together, and the philosophy books were placed after the books on physical nature. Thus, metaphysics. The name stuck, and it took on new meaning over time. For many centuries, the human exploration into the true nature of their physical reality remained a personal, subjective, philosophical journey, and then one day, along came science. In its infancy, science was only interested in what appeared to be the solid, physical, and therefore real world. Things like thoughts and emotions, because they could not yet be seen or touched or measured, were dismissed as unreal because they were not matter, and therefore they did not matter. Later, science evolved into the mental and emotional realms and became known as psychology. But it still could not account for what many considered the most important aspect of our lives, things like religious beliefs and spirituality, things that gave meaning to people's lives. These remained outside the realm of scientific study, and they were therefore dismissed as not real. During this time, metaphysics took on a new meaning as anything outside or beyond the realm of scientific study, and as such it was considered to be woo-woo, fluff, and airy-fairy, definitely not something to be taken seriously. Then along came quantum science. Quantum theory, quantum physics, and quantum mechanics. Science had evolved to the point where it could observe and measure the subatomic scale of physical matter. And what did the scientists find? Well, in a nutshell, that our so-called physical world is not physical. In that one moment, metaphysics, which had been pushed to the very fringe of human awareness, leaped right into the center of the circus. Now, everything in our reality had suddenly become non-physical or beyond physical, making our entire existence and life experience metaphysical. Well, metaphysics has once again taken its place as the study of the true nature of our reality. And what have we found so far? Well, for starters, that physical matter is not physical. It's made up of energy and information, which is interpreted and experienced in the mind as solid physical reality. That thoughts are much more than just words and ideas in our head. thoughts may indeed be the DNA of our universe, giving form to everything that we experience with our mind. That feelings and the heart seem to be the core of our creative abilities, giving substance to our thoughts and meaning to the life that we experience in our mind. The implications of this knowledge are staggering, changing everything that we think we know about our world, who we really are, and the true nature of the physical creative process, or what we think of as cause and effect. The interest in and the application of metaphysics to people's lives is growing by leaps and bounds as we begin to wake up to the true nature of the world around us and the roles that we play within it. We're no longer asleep at the wheel, victims of a predetermined and random physical universe. We're beginning to see the world for what it really is, a system of thought and feeling and emotion, manifesting as experiences in our mind. And we are beginning to remember who we really are. The spirit, the soul, the one, appearing as many, each of us experiencing the one mind from a totally unique and unreplicatable point of view or perspective. Metaphysics is the new science of now. It's a system of thought and feeling that sees the universe in a new light, as the ocean of space and energy and intelligence that it truly is, and as something that exists simultaneously within and without us. And that, in fact, the universe is us, and that we are the universe. With this perspective, the sky is not the limit. There are no limits, except the ones that we create that enable us to have what we call a physical experience. So what began as philosophy and was pushed aside as useless, fringe fantasy has now become the new science, still in its infancy and with a long ways to go. But whether you're just beginning this new journey, or if you have been at it for a while, welcome to MetaPhysicsForLife.com, because you're sure to find something new and of value if you take the time to explore it. Welcome to a new way of seeing your world. Welcome to a new way of living your life.